Hello everyone. Today Monty and I have made the short commute to Spey Bay, which is near Fochabers and also near Garmouth. We're in fact just right on the edge of the River Spey this morning, and Monty is right here. I think Monty has maybe been here once before, haven't you, Monty? And yeah, it's sort of the River Spey actually spews out here into the Moray Firth from about 109 miles away near Roy Bridge, which is about 30 miles from Ben Nevis. So we're here at the point where the River Spey enters into the Moray Firth. It's a beautiful morning. It is October, a little bit chilly, but the river today is really calm, really calm. Yeah, we're just going to have a little look, maybe hopefully come across some wildlife. And there's also the Dolphins Centre just above where we were parked. It is closed today because it is a Wednesday, but they are open seasonally on between Thursdays and Sundays. So over this direction over here we've got the town of Garmouth, and beyond that we would have Lossiemouth, and then more inland would be the likes of Elgin. And Spey Bay itself is just a little town right here on the Moray Firth. You good boy, Monty. So we're just going to go for a little walk along this way. I'm not entirely sure what's along this way. When we were driving, just as we entered Spey Bay, there is like a walkway to Garmouth, but essentially you can't really cross this bit of water. Only you can if you're brave enough. I suppose that maybe would be a shortcut to Garmouth, but there is a walkway just as you enter Spey Bay to enter into Garmouth. There's the water. So beyond this buildings here are the car parks to the Dolphin Centre and also Spey Bay itself. And yeah, this is the Dolphin Centre right here in the centre of the shot. So the River Spey is actually the 9th longest river in the UK, and it's the 3rd longest in Scotland, but it is the fastest flowing river in Scotland. Although today, to be honest, it doesn't seem it's that fast flowing, but it is, according to the internet. And yeah, it sort of passes through towns such as Newton Moor, Kingussie, Aviemore and Aberlour, where we've been before, and of course exits here into the Moray Firth. And yes, Spey Bay is actually the largest shingle beach in Scotland as well. You can sort of see evidence here that it is fast flowing in that centre bit there, but yeah, here predominantly very calm. Just came to like a fork in the road over here. I think we could go this way to Garmouth potentially. It's only like less than a mile away, and this way would take us around the other side of the Dolphin Centre, and this is where we came from. In fact, I'm just going to go for a little bit of a walk over this way. So in the last clip you saw us walking on that path. I wasn't quite sure where it was going to take us, but a quick look on Google Maps and it sort of says that it'll take us towards the Spey Viaduct, which will then take us across to Garmouth. I think we'll actually go to the viaduct just to have a little look and see what it looks like. It's probably a year since I was last on it or seen it, so just interested to see what it looks like. And yeah, it's about a 25-minute walk from the Dolphin Centre to the viaduct. But yeah, if we get to that point, it'll take us across to Garmouth. I think we'll go to the viaduct, have a look, take some shots and head back to the Dolphin Centre, and then we'll focus the video back on to Spey Bay itself. So we do still have Spey Bay, the village itself, in the back shot here. You can see some of the houses there, and the sea is beyond that. I think Monty's fascinated by some of the sounds he's hearing. Some of the wildlife, some of the birds are making noises that he's unsure about. So if we go left, we'll head back into Spey Bay the opposite way, and we'll head on this way to the viaduct, and behind us is where we came from. So we'll be back on this path in a few moments once we see the viaduct. We're going to continue this way for now. So we do have a sign here for Spey Bay and the Wildlife Reserve, which is supported by the Scottish Wildlife Trust. and we're just actually approaching the viaduct very soon. Looks like a cycle and walking path here. There's also a cafe, the Spey Bay Coffee and Roasting Company, open Wednesday to Saturdays, 10 to 3. So they will sell coffees, bacon rolls, pastries, and tray bakes. Light lunches Wednesday to Saturday, and they also do indoor and outdoor seating and takeaway. And this is sort of the lay of the land here. So this is part of the Murray Way, which is a 95 mile circular route linking the Dava Way to parts of the Murray Coast and the Speyside Way. So I did do the Speyside Way back in the summer of 2010, so that's over 15 years now. This is the route here. So we're here, and we have done videos in the likes of Birkhead, which is over here, and we also did one recently in Hopeman, which is over here. But yeah, this is the Dava Way, it looks like, the yellow path here. Or this is maybe actually the Speyside Way, it looks like, because I've been in a lot of these places as well. And yeah, you can see the dolphin here as well. Hopefully we'll see some when we go back to Spey Bay. So this must be the Murray Way. I'm getting confused. This all must be the Murray Way. And there's a sign up here. So we've got 1 mile back to Spey Bay. We can actually walk to Fochabers, which is 4 miles this way, Speyside Way. This way, you can read that there, it's 4 miles to the main road. Back this way, over this way, is Garmouth, which is 3¼ miles, and back onto the Murray Coast Trail. So we'll go across this way to the viaduct. So there's a few viaducts or bridges across the River Spey that I can remember, at least in the local area. So you've got the Telford Bridge at Aberlour. We've actually visited there before. I've done a video there before as well. I'll maybe link that in the description down below. We've also got this one here, the Spey Viaduct, which is just beyond here. And there's also the old Fochabers Spey Viaduct, which is just right on the A96, just after Fochabers, at the old Baxter's restaurant. I think that is still in use just for walking like this. But yeah, there's definitely 3 that I know of. There could be probably more. But yeah, this is actually pretty cool. I just passed quite a lot of people walking, so it's obviously quite a well-trodden path for people. And this would have been the old railway line as well, of course. Got some nice views over the River Spey. Specifically over this side. Pretty cool knowing this is just on our doorstep. It's only like a 30-minute drive to get to places like this, and I don't know the last time I was even here. Maybe my granny maybe took me when I was a lot younger. You can sort of see as well, it definitely picks up speed, this area here. Look at that view, honestly, it's so beautiful. Going back to where we came from. Sort of going under the bridge or the tunnel under here. what we'll do is we will head to the end of the viaduct, just on the edge of Garmouth. In fact, I think it'll take us to the golf course at Garmouth. We're looking at the maps. And yeah, we're going to turn back and head back along to Spey Bay to see the Dolphin Centre. Hopefully catch some dolphins. There was people earlier on, they had binoculars out and cameras. They maybe did see some, but maybe they didn't. Obviously we don't have binoculars with us today. We've got a bit of a zoom on the camera or my phone, but yeah, hopefully we'll see something soon. So we're just crossing the viaduct, just about there. We've got about another, I don't know, 15 metres to go maybe, till we reach the end. It takes us back into the sort of wooded area. What a beautiful day this is. I'm very lucky with the weather today. Monty! Look at you. Monty, here, here. Hello. Yeah, we just came from this direction here. So that is the end of the viaduct. Just pan round. That's the end here. And yeah, it looks like you can actually walk straight onto the golf course here. There's some steps there. And yeah, just beyond here is the golf course. I don't know how much of it you can see. I maybe actually get a better opening here. Did see a golf cart just driving around there. And yeah, there's a green over here. It's a better shot of it here. It's one of the holes, one of the greens. See how this guy does. I'm not sure if you can see it on the zoom. Not quite. So yeah, there wasn't much more to see beyond that point there. It was just going to take us into Garmouth. Hopefully at some point we will cover Garmouth on another video. But as I said earlier, we're just going to focus mainly on Spey Bay and the River Spey itself. So we're heading back along the viaduct now and get some nice views on the opposite direction. Good boy. Good boy, good poser on the bridge, aren't you? Another one? Oh, you don't. This is a very much a worthwhile path walking on this. Got some really nice views and it's really popular as well. Lots of walkers, people of all ages, cyclists as well, are all sort of on this route. Met a few dogs as well. And yeah, I said earlier, like a day like this, it's just glorious. Definitely worth the walk from Spey Bay to have a look at the viaduct. Like, I am someone that's walked across Golden Gate Bridge at San Francisco, and yeah, that's probably the greatest thing I've ever done in terms of walking across like a bridge like that. This probably doesn't beat it, but it's certainly up there. And not that I can compare this to San Francisco, but yeah, it is beautiful. You want in there, Monty? You want to get in the water? Sit. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Good boy. You want a biscuit? Stay. Very majestic, aren't you? Want to keep on saying that word, but you are very majestic. If I can get these biscuits out of your pocket here. Another one. Here we go. Good boy. You dropped it. Good boy. Just one last view of the viaduct here, and then we're going to head back into Spey Bay to see the Murray Firth, the Dolphin Centre, even though it's closed. And yeah, hopefully we'll see some dolphins. So we are taking the same route back into Spey Bay. We were going to go straight on and go along this sort of route over here, but no, we're just going to go head the same way and then over to the sea itself. And a little bit more about Spey Bay itself. So Spey Bay has a golf course. It's quite a little village, but it has a golf course which opened in 1907. Sorry, what Monty's doing. Yeah, it opened in 1907, and several holes have been lost, which are during the 1980s due to storm damage. Now those holes have been replaced since, so it still is an 18-hole golf course. And one of my friends, actually, he's a member here at Spey Bay Golf Course. And yeah, I think it's just off in the distance over this way. It's a links course, I'm pretty sure. Just over this way. And as I said earlier, we are hoping to see the bottlenose dolphins, and up at Spey Bay here, it's home to around 200 of them, and it is the most northerly dolphin you'll see, well, bottlenose dolphins you'll see in the world. And of course, as I said, it's the home of the Scottish Dolphin Centre. Entry is free for that, but they do accept donations. We have came here on a Wednesday. They are only open from Thursdays into Mondays, I think it is. So yeah, we won't get in today, but we'll see it from the outside, get a few shots of it hopefully. And they also have, I think, like a cafe and a gift shop also available. And they're sort of, the thing behind the centre is about conservation and protecting the dolphins' habitats. As you know, like, things are getting destroyed very easily now in this world, and conservation is really, really important to keep their species alive and keep them going for the generations to come. We're just back along the beach now, just about, and you can see all the shingles here, all the cobbles, all the stones here. We'll have a little walk along it. In fact, I might even go and do that now. As long as it's okay on Monty's feet and his paws, I should say. I always like that sound, I'm not sure why, of like the stones against the shoes there. That sort of crunching sound, I've always liked that. And because it's mostly shingles along this beach, I don't think we'll be seeing much sand at all. It's mainly just the rocks and the formations of them. It's quite hilly, this beach, actually. As opposed to sand dunes, you've almost got shingle dunes. Just right at the top here. Beautiful view. And yeah, absolutely no sand at all. It's just the shingle rocks and stones. A beautiful view. Hoping to see some dolphins, but I'm not sure exactly where the best place to see them would be. Very clear day today. I'm not sure if Monty is wanting into the water, he probably is. Yep, he is. You good boy. Yes, over this direction. I think this would be Lossiemouth, right ahead of us here. Right there. The zoom is not great on this camera. Going along this way, more inland, would be the likes of Foggabers. Along the beach, I think, would be the likes of Cullen. I'm pretty sure would be along this way. Banff, maybe a bit further on than that as well. Yeah, you can just see the shingles here on my foot. All the rocks, there's thousands, millions of them. We're just sat here on the beach. Monty getting his classic biscuit shot. Hey, you're gonna catch this one. Good boy. Good boy. It's a little bit more windier down in this direction actually. I did try and sync up the mic to the camera today. Couldn't get it to work this time. Hopefully it should be easy enough. Maybe it's not charged, that's could be the issue, to be honest. So hopefully you can still hear me. I'm gonna have a little bit of a climb up. There we go. Turn the camera around. So there's a car park over here and the Dolphin Centre just beyond that. And then the village of Spey Bay off in the distance behind that as well. Disappointingly, we're not seeing any dolphins at the moment. We're going to have a little walk right to the edge of the beach here, because once you get to the edge you can't get across the other end towards Garmouth. You'd have to use a viaduct for that, unless of course you're maybe silly enough or maybe brave enough to swim across the water. But I think as it the River Spey enters into the Murray Firth, it does get a lot choppier down there. Very strong current. So if you're a strong swimmer, you might be able to do it, but I'm not sure if I would want to do that, if I'm honest. Some of these houses here and buildings are very close to the water. You'd imagine that over the course of some really bad weather that you could get some flooding down here because it is very flat as well. Look at that, such a clear day, the sun is just beating down. I don't know what hill that is. I was questioning myself earlier. I'm going to have a little look and find out whether it could be Benrinnes. Not entirely sure. Okay, yes, there's absolutely no chance that is Benrinnes because that's more inland. Looking at the map, I really don't know. I'm trying to work it out how far this would away it would be. I don't know if it would be the hill near Cullen or if it would be Knockhill maybe. I'm not quite sure. Maybe if you're watching this and you know, comment down below. Yeah, I've come back down to the bottom and look what I found. I found some sand. These are all the millions of rocks. There lies the sand. We're approaching the end of the beach here at Spey Bay. Going to get a bit of a view of the River Spey entering the Murray Firth as we head round the corner here. And we're working up on the hill up here. It's a lot easier for both of us to walk down to the bottom, so that's why we're down here. And this is where the river water meets the sea water. Right here. There's a little island across there. It looks like a low tide at the moment, so if you were silly enough, as I said earlier, or brave enough, you could maybe get over there to then head over to the other side. It must be at least 70 metres, if not more. It could be more than that, to be honest. To get across to Garmouth from this side, better off using the viaduct. Have a closer look at Garmouth itself off in the distance a little bit, but also Lossiemouth right in the centre there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the Dolphin Centre. It was a little bit busy back there. Still a bit uncomfortable filming in public. Hopefully it might be quieter. If not, I'll just bite the bullet and we'll do a little bit of filming around that area there. And Monty absolutely loves seeing stones thrown into the water. I don't know if I got that in video there. Try another one. Oh! Not quite today, Monty. Come on in. Let's get one last view of the sea from this angle before we head to the visitor centre. Plenty of seagulls and other birds in the water, but no dolphins. And a Monty. Go back and get a drink soon, Monty. I think I need a drink as well. You coming? Come on in! Made our way back to the car park now. A couple of maps here, like this for the Speyside Way. So this route here. So this is the Knockandoo to Buckie section. This is Buckie's actually the end point of the Speyside Way as well, where it enters into the Moray Firth. Now there is a sculpture behind me called the Tugnut sculpture, and I think it was in 1988 the Milnes High School, which is in Falconbers, was given the opportunity to improve the appearance of this car park, and by 1991 the project was complete and given into keeping of the Moray District Council. You can read that there. And it's actually David Annand who was the artist who designed the project here. That's the sculpture here. And there's also some mosaics here which are also behind me. And the sculpture itself is over here. So I think by the looks of things, all the mosaics are made out of the shingles probably found at the beach itself. There's a sculpture. A little bit busy there. The family are having a picnic. I don't want to get too close to the sculpture. Don't want to bother them too much. But now we're just heading to the Dolphin Centre, which is just here, in fact. And what I'll do is I will put a link into the description down below about the Scottish Dolphin Centre here at Spey Bay. And they also do tours by the looks of things, and probably activities for kids as well. And there's quite a few picnic areas here as well. 3 tables there. Electric charging points, a defib around the corner. Some nice artwork on some of the windows here. I think we'll go this way, just have a little look to see what's in here, and then we'll head round to the front of it. Not sure what this is. It's just a little garden area. Some benches. It's probably into the centre itself. At least one of the ways. I know it's maybe just a storeroom or something. And then there's a sculpture behind me, which I'm going to absolutely butcher. What it says is a diving Satisine sculpture by Christian Gunn. It's behind me here. So it's formed of Scottish pine, weighing 1.7 tonnes, and it was 136 years old when it fell into the river. So this tree behind me, which is this thing here, is behind me. So all the materials used in the sculpture have been made from a journey down to the River Spey. And this is it here. There's a sign here for the Scottish Dolphins Centre. It's a free exhibition, cafe, gift shop, ice house and parking. Now they don't allow dogs here, they do allow guide dogs, but as you know they're already closed today so we can't get in, so I wouldn't be able to take Monty, but I could have left him in the car and got something to eat and we'd take it back to the car. So yeah, this is the entrance to the centre itself. They must sell books as well in the shop. A few more picnic benches here. So a bit of a waypointing exercise is behind here is the car park. That is the sea over here, and these are the ice houses here. They do have a recycling point here as well for litter, glass and paper. Yeah, that's about it. Just by the ice houses here, there is what to look out for in terms of trying to find the dolphin. So it says you look for splashes, discontinuities in the water movement, and birds circling overhead. Maybe signs that dolphins are around. I think this is the point we're going to end the video with a lovely morning here at Spey Bay, along the viaduct as well towards Garmouth, with a look at the River Spey and Moray Firth. Sadly no dolphins. Lots of birds of course, but yeah, sadly no dolphins. We'll have to come back another time to hopefully see them. But thank you so much for watching. It's been a beautiful day here. I think Monty's enjoyed it as well. I certainly have. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye! A little bit of bonus footage as I also like to include. We went back to the ice house. So this is the Tugnet Ice House, and this area is known as the Tugnet, and the fishing community here dates back to the 11th century. At one point up to 150 men were employed here. So these buildings were built in 1830. The ice house kept ice frozen throughout the year and was supplied from ponds located behind the centre. Salmon and sea trout caught in the River Spey would be prepared in the centre buildings and then packed in the ice, ready to be distributed across the UK. And also do tours here, it looks like. And you can book it through the website here, dolphincentre.wales.org, and you can also book via the till at the centre shop. It does talk about COVID, so I don't know if this is maybe an old poster, but I presume they still do it. They have this little sign here of the year, you can see that there, and then you make out the fish there as well. But yeah, we're going to go back to the car now. I'm going to give Monty a drink, get myself a drink. And yeah, as I said earlier, thank you so much for watching. Say bye, Monty. Goodbye.